when I dance. On that demon time, she might start her OnlyFans. Big B and that B stand for bands. If you wanna see some real ass, baby, here's your chance. I say left cheek, right cheek, drop it low with this swing. Texas up in this thing, put you up on this game. I be parking my frame, gang, 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 gang. If you don't jump to put jeans on, baby, you won't feel my pain.
Hello guys and girls, so today I'm going to be doing a different kind of video that I don't always do, and that is, I'm going to be sharing with you about, let's say maybe 20-30 different people's opinions on Reddit of what they consider to be the scariest and most disturbing horror films. Just a preface, I want to say that I think there's a difference between scary films, disturbing films, and then I think things like gore need their own genre. So I shared a post on Reddit. I will be going to Reddit right now and reading the post. So I asked the question, what's the scariest film you've seen and why? Now I asked this question a month ago, and then I said, I'll go first. The most unsettling film I've ever seen was Hereditary, and the scariest was Sinister 2. But for some reason I'm really drawn to the Sinister 2 credits music. I don't know, it's just the repetitiveness of the sound, yeah, and it sticks in your head. And then I said, I know men and women obviously have different opinions on what is scary. Somebody tried to argue with me about that in the comments. I blocked her. I'm assuming it's a her, because her username was HollyTot. Yeah. So I'd like to hear a mix of male, funny how I remember that, I'd like to hear a mix of male and female perspectives on scary movies, and why they were scary. No hate intended, just curious. So, user T-Bones 111 said, horror without supernatural elements is always more unsettling for me. The French movies like Inside and Martyrs are what I find disturbing in a good way for their brutality. And then a few users said that they agree. So there you go, somebody else said Martyrs is also a scary film. And then user citizen_Kong said, nothing creeped me out as much as Audition. Especially since I didn't know it was horror when watching it. I responded with, the best ones are the ones you don't see coming. So user Horizontal Bob said that Boss Baby is the scariest film. Basically babies running the town, babies running things, whatever. Oh. Right, here we go. I think this person has changed their username, perhaps. I'm not sure. But somebody with the username HollyTot did say that it's not that men and women find different things scary, everyone is scared by a combination of things. There are just as many differences between what one man finds scary compared to the next man as there are differences between what one woman finds scary compared to the next woman. This is because in addition to a few things that everyone finds scary, such as death and pain and the unknown, most other things that each individual finds scary is learned through our experience. That is why there is so much disagreement about what is scary in a movie. We have all different experiences that have taught each of us to fear different things. Somebody else made a similar comment, and basically I linked to a study saying that women tend to show more fear in certain ways, and let me just find the study. Men and women perceive fear. There you go. So let me just pull up the study and I can read it here. So gender differences in social fear, conditioning and virtual reality. Women nearly twice as often develop social anxiety disorder compared to men. Women are more anxious, they're basically the same. So that's one point. I'm just going to pick some points. I don't want to be here all day. Right, perceived risk and fear of crime. Because, somebody wants to argue with me in the comments. I rarely back down. So it says here, it says here, studies have been directing at explaining the gender gap in the fear of crime. Why do women have higher fear levels than men? See, they're saying why, stating it's a fact. Previous studies led to the tentative conclusion that women are more fearful due to their greater vulnerability in risky environments. For example, walking home in the dark, just walking about in broad daylight, having somebody follow you, being in a nightclub and having someone, usually in this case it'd be a gentleman, offering you a drink, is it spiked, is it not? As an example. Yet the differential effects of various environments on fear levels of men and women is not well understood. In this paper, theories of gender differences and fear of crime are reviewed, along with various potential fear-invoking contexts. One reason so little is known about context is that statistical software designed to better assess contextual effects I don't care about this, let's move on, is used here to model perceived risk and fear of assault among a sample of Stockholm residents. Results showed that at the contextual level, listen closely, women are more influenced by aspects of the environment than are men. We are led to the conclusion that women are especially ecologically vulnerable, whereas men personalise vulnerability. Right. Okay, so let's actually get to some useful comments people have left. Someone said, "Don't look now." User soft-centered Dom, interesting username, said, "Don't look now with Donald Sutherland and Julie Christie. Not edge of the seat scary, more a sense of gentle dread and foreboding. Ending was scary and shocking enough, and a little sad." Okay, someone's deleted their comment, don't know. Somebody said, "Twin Peaks, firewalk with me. To me, it's basically like watching a nightmare." Okay, someone said, "Threads. If you've seen it, I don't have to explain. If you haven't, watch it. It's so real. For my generation, it's horribly close to home and something we grew up knowing could happen at any time." Okay, so somebody sent me the trailer. I can't remember if I watched it. I will at some point. And then somebody actually appreciated what I did, making the difference between, they said, "I like that you made the difference between unsettling and scary." So somebody said, "Child's Play 2 unsettled me on another level. The voice of Chucky, full Brad Dourif, threatening to cut a kid's leg off, just striked a weird nerve and gave me the willies. All due to excellent performances, and I loved the movie to this day. Rosemary's Baby and Eraserhead tie for the gold." Moving on. Oh, sorry, they said maybe The Shining, The Wicker Man, and those are slow burns, as they said. And then they said, "For reference, I'm a 42-year-old male from the USA." Okay, cool. Somebody said, nothing is scary anymore, but the 12-year-old me watched The Grudge in theatres back in the day. It legitimately effed me up for months, among other things. The way it took the universal sense of safety and security from hiding under the covers when scared and flipped it into a nightmare scenario. Phew. As for Unsettling, Incident in a Ghostland, and The Dark and the Wicked are two recent ones that come to mind. Oculus 2. The common threads here are that family being turned against you / your reality isn't what you think it is. So yeah, there you go. Okay, someone said The Shining, Cujo. I'm guessing it's Spanish, if not Cujo. TTCM, not sure what that means. Oh yes, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I've seen that. I don't think it's unsettling. I do think it's grotesque, and I do think it is. Okay, it's unsettling. It's not scary. It's more gory. Gore needs a whole genre of its own, honestly. The Descent. Somebody said user Religion said that this scared them as a teenager. The Descent, an invasion of the Body Snatchers. 1977, still get me. Also Paranormal Activity 2 and 3, also scare me when I'm by myself. The Shining and The Thing. Midsummer, a few people did say Midsummer. This is from user Ms. Carriage _69. If you have had a miscarriage in real life, I like your approach to making a joke out of it, you know. Okay, somebody said The Haunt, 2019. Someone said Come and See, user Spaghetti, referring to the meme. What is my spaghetti? What's the meme? I'll insert it here.
Somebody touch my spaghetti!
A war movie with none of the heroism cliches that we're used to, and instead goes for showing that war is nothing but pain. Really bleak, but an excellent film. Okay, user Jungle Pubes with a Z. Okay, said Last Shift scared the shit out of me. Okay, so user So What We Doing said the most disturbing film they've ever seen is The House That Jack Built, and the scariest is I Think That Mama Scared Me the Most. I think the film is just called Mama. A user called Haunt Horror said The Dark and the Wicked was just terrifying. Great psychological horror that had its share of jump scares and great gross out scenes. Somebody said user Maddie3EE Wolf Creek. Watch this one at night. It's full of tension and keeps you on the edge of your seat with a brilliant unexpected ending. Pause to read. Okay. So what I was looking for. Someone said user Jean_Rowan_fan said Beyond the Black Rainbow. The prospect of the void entering you and changing all that you are. There are some spiritual paths that will allow you to do that. Okay. And then user after Cease to Exist said, honestly, yeah, it's not an original answer in the slightest, but Hereditary thoroughly spooked me. It's the first time a film has given me night terrors since I was a kid. Astorcraft's images that are unconsiderably settling. I see it as a film of juxtapositions for domestic family drama. The supernatural psychological horror are balanced to tremendous effect. both aiding each other tremendously. Some of the most frightening moments also rely on the juxtaposition of two elements. The image of Charlie's gory severed head is accompanied by Annie's animalistic howling, and Peter being reduced to childlike terror screaming for his mummy is met with the absolutely harrowing image of his mother relentlessly bashing her head on the attic door. It helps that it's also a very moving, sad story in addition to being freaky as hell. Pause to read. Oh, well, actually, I think they mentioned Bergman's Hour of the Wolf isn't the scariest film I've seen, but it's probably the creepiest. Pause to read. Okay, and then some more discussion about that. I will leave the link for this in the description if you wish to view it and read through it. Okay. Righty-ho. Let's see. User The Rolling Shutters said, still The Shining for me, in brackets male, also a filmmaker. Maybe it's because I saw it when I was young, but I feel like nothing has been quite as scary since. But I loved Hereditary. I feel like it was brilliant, and I hope to see more like that in coming years. Somebody else said Hereditary completely caught me off guard, and that is user Melanus520. User Horace_Bones said Bloodsucking Freaks is the scariest, most disturbing film I've ever seen. Oh yes, okay. Right, I linked the studies. This is the person that wanted to argue with me. Go to the thread if you want. User WT Thompson said The Crying Game. Someone's downvoted it. Let me change that. Okay. Scariest plot twist I've ever seen. And for some reason, it won't show me anymore. But there are people that did say, oh, come and see. I didn't see that before, did I? Okay, well, there are people that did say a Serbian film. Wait, let me go to not best. Let me go to old. There you go. I can find some different ones. Okay, fantastic. Martyrs, yeah, okay, we know about that. I'm struggling to see any different comments here. It seems like most people found The Shining, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, films that I don't really find very scary. A lot of people find scary. But yeah, so I think the most common thing here is that suspense, taking reality, things that are very real, making that into a horror film, taking things people use for safety in real life, making a horror film out of that to make people feel like they're not safe anymore. That's a great concept, but also kind of bad, because if people do something to feel safe and you're making a horror movie out of it, then what do people do to feel safe? So yeah, I've done a little bit of, well, I wouldn't say I've done research, but I have been onto TikTok and I've seen many people. There are some channels, pages on TikTok where people have said that a Serbian film is one of the creepiest films they've ever seen, one of the scariest, one of the most unsettling, one of the most horrible films. I do actually have a TikTok which I will play.
The most disturbing movies ever made.
Personally, my opinions are that Hereditary is one of the creepiest films I've ever seen. There is a film, I can't remember the film, but there was a film where at the end of the film, the woman hugs her son and she thinks it's her son. And she thinks all the horror, scary stuff is over. And then, oh, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. And then in the distance behind her, her son says, okay, bye, Mum, I'm going to school now. And then she's hugging someone who she thinks is her son, but her son has just said goodbye to her. Oh. So then she realises she's not hugging her son. Like, I don't know what film that is. I think it might be one of the Conjurings. It might be one of the Insidious. So I think it might have been one of the Insidious films, or perhaps it would have been one of the Conjuring. But yeah, that film is probably one of the scariest. Films with twists. Films that don't have a happy ending. But yeah, Hereditary was just horrible. It's just the way that the guy is driving, his sister's head gets decapitated, he just leaves it there, because obviously he doesn't know what really to say to his mum, what do you say in that sort of situation. And then obviously she wakes up, goes downstairs, sees her daughter's obviously severed head and howls, you know, mourning the death of her daughter. So yeah, that is the most disturbing horror film for me. And with that being said, I hope you did enjoy it. I'm hoping to do a little bit of different content here on my channel. I've been saying this for a while, but I haven't actually put it into action, so I'm going to be putting it into action. I will be doing not just dark kind of stuff like this, but I want to do some light stuff like reactions and stuff, you know. I hope to do fun reactions in the future. But anyway guys, if you've enjoyed this, please make sure that you make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and also make sure that you leave a comment down below. You know, if I have 8 views, I want 8 comments. If I have 40 views, I want 40 comments. If I have 100 views, I want 100 comments. Comment. I mean, if you don't have an account, that's fine, but you know, even if it's just a smiley face, just comment. If you've watched up to this point, comment a smiley face, comment a thumbs up, comment something crazy, just comment something. Okay guys, If you think anyone might like my channel, let them know about it. That's it. I have 2 other channels, Jessie J Talks and Jessie J Self Help. Okay. Well, love, peace, and for some reason the audio keeps cutting out when I go and mwah at the end of my videos. Not sure why. And mwah.